After being drafted #1 overall, Nick Sabaka III lived up to the hype like no rookie before him ever had. Even though his coaches didn't let him start the first 4 games of the season and his team sucked, he caught over 30 interceptions and finished 3rd in the NFL MVP voting. Nick considered demanding a trade in the offseason to a team with a functional offense, but ultimately decided that the challenge of having to carry a team would be good for him. So his goal for this year is to at least lead the Bears to the playoffs, hopefully win NFL MVP on the way, and continue to shatter interception records. Be sure to drop a like and a comment. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First game of the season, boys. We're on the road taking on Miami, and on the first play they come to Nick. Beautiful start to this season. We are trying to catch 40 plus picks this year, but the Dolphins coming right back at us, threatening to score and trying to go with a screen. Oh my gosh, that's deflected in the backfield. We're flying in to pick it up, and I thought it was about to be a fumble recovery for 6, but I guess we missed it. I could have sworn Nick had better ball skills than that. So we miss an opportunity to take control of this game early on. But guarding the 5 wide, they're going with a corner route, and Nick was on that beautifully. Just perfect coverage for our second pick of the season. So we're holding on to the lead headed into the second half. I can't exactly sing offense's praises right now. Hopefully they get better. So despite this defense's magnificent performance and Nick's 2 interceptions, it's looking like we're probably going to take an L. Nick comes up with a huge play on 3rd down though. And there we go. Offense gets their first touchdown and gets the 2-point conversion. We've just got to lock down for 1 minute here. Let's see what we can do. Nick guarding the crosser and gonna get the pick. That'll be a game winner and our 3rd on the day as we sneak out with a win against the Dolphins. It was a brilliant performance from Nick, one of his best. Only flaw was that we missed that fumble recovery. Next up, we take on Detroit, and I got a good feeling about this game. Nick's guarding the crosser again, and this time we bait that up to perfection. And Nick already has his 4th interception of the season. 40 picks is looking very possible. Offense sadly not able to get anything out of that. There are a lot of bad omens from our offense early on, but if Nick can play crazy enough football, we might be able to overcome it. Struggling on this drive so far though. Lions driving it right down the field, and we bait up the corner route. Oh bro, we got back shouldered. I was not ready for that ball placement. We might be in trouble in this one, and Detroit going with a little fade ball play. We had that baited up, but on the other side, it is not good coverage, and we cannot be having that from our fellow defenders. So we trail by 2 scores headed towards halftime. Detroit trying to drive it here and chucking up the deep ball. We are step for step on this though, played it perfectly. Nick's gonna get the pick, and we've got a shot to take this out of the end zone. Our offense hasn't been doing anything, so a return could be huge here, and we are gonna get out of there. It's gonna be a 100+ yard pick 6 before half, and what an insanely game-changing play from Nick. He might just be the MVP of the NFL this year, because this team is not going over 500 without him. And offense finally mustered a touchdown, but Detroit already getting back into field goal range. We missed the extra point anyways. We are going to need some major luck here to be able to get back into this game, maybe a forced fumble or something. Nick is at least getting some tackling stats. We were able to get Detroit to 3rd down, and they're going with a screen here. Man, wish I would have read that sooner. We're at least going to force the 3. And offense got a touchdown, but it was too little too late. Despite that though, it was an excellent game for Nick. That pick 6 was probably the best play of his year so far, or career honestly I should say. We've got to go bounce back against the Falcons this week, and they're running a long developing play action play. I don't know how the quarterback has enough time for this, but he's eventually going to throw it Nick's way, and we've got our first pick of the day. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to take this back, but I'm going to try to hit a spin move, and that actually kind of got us loose. Going to get tackled over the middle, but it was a nice try. And offense gets 7. We're off to a beautiful start this time around, and we've actually got a 2-score lead here in the second quarter. This feels good, and I have a feeling we got a few more picks coming our way. We'll get one here, as we didn't even really bait that up that much. Penix just threw it right to us, and Nick has been playing some beautiful coverage this season. He hasn't even let a receiver get open in this entire game. As long as we keep everything in front of us, we should be good heading into the second half. The Falcons are going to get a big gain here, but Nick lays the boom, and the Falcons able to get a touchdown on that drive might just have something cooking. They're making their way downfield again, and Bijan Robinson going to make this a 1-score game. Offense was able to get a field goal, but with a minute left, we're going to have to hold on to this thing. We just have to make sure they don't get a touchdown, and dude's running an out route here. Thought we had that baited up beautifully, but Nick just misses it, and the Falcons have a shot to take the lead late in the game. We can't let this happen, but they're going to dump it off, and dude is loose. With 30 seconds left, they're down inside the 20. This is looking scary all of a sudden. We're going to have to clutch up. They go to the comeback on the other side, and that's a huge breakup. This would just be such a heartbreaking loss. And Penix stepping up in the pocket, going to throw it to the back of the end zone, and it's out of bounds. Okay, that'll bring us to a 3rd and 10. It's going to stay in the cover 4 here. Penix trying us again, and again just throws it out of the back of the end zone. All right, this is going to be it. 4 4th and 10 for the game. 8 seconds left. They're running the same formation and just running verts, going the other way, and we get the breakup. Let's go. Too close for comfort, but defense clutches up. Thankfully, Nick's teammates didn't blow it. So we moved to 2-1 on the season. Really solid game for Nick. Couple of interceptions in the first half. They didn't really try as much in the second. Game 4 is going to be in the rain, taking on the Panthers. Hopefully Nick can still catch some picks in the bad weather. And looking solid so far. Offense was able to get an early touchdown, and they come to Nick on the curl here. Baited that up a little bit too much, but we get the knockout. I know we're going to bait up Bryce Young sooner or later, and he's going to try the slant here. Nick jumped it beautifully, and this one's going to go back unless Young can catch us himself. And Nick Sabaka III is a hard man to catch. It is going to be a pick 6, and Nick doing some acrobatic moves in the end zone. Got the lead once again headed into the second half. Carolina's offense has been kind of annoying to play against though. We are going to get tested here, and Nick gets his second breakup of the day. Carolina driving it right down the field though, and they're going to tie up the game here in the third quarter. We've got a battle on our hands on the road. Offense able to get a massive touchdown in the fourth though, and we find ourselves in a kind of similar situation to last game as, oh man, I wasn't ready for the slant there, and Nick gets cooked up. This is going to turn into a touchdown, and that is not a good look for the boy. Defense might have low-key blown it, and we're going to be headed to our first overtime of the season. An offense not able to get anything on their drive, but Carolina seems kind of content to run the clock out. Was hoping we could bait that crow route up. Thinking we gave him just a little bit more blanket, he would have thrown it. And on the last play here, desperately trying to bait something up, but Carolina's quarterback just going to run out of bounds. So not quite the result we wanted, and pretty disappointing that one of Nick's plays gave up that tying touchdown. We are going to have another game in a downpour against the Bills. We'll see what we can do against Josh Allen today. Bills are starting this out pretty run heavy, and Nick trying to help out with the tackle here is going to get James Cook to the ground. Bills are marching though, already down in the red zone and going RPO. Ooh, thought he was going to throw that screen for a second. Instead, Cook is straight up the middle for a touchdown. Offense hasn't been playing too bad though. They go down and get a touchdown, and Nick gets tested on the slant, able to get his first breakup. Those are the ones we got to start turning into picks though, and the score remaining 7-7 with time ticking down in the second. Just waiting for Josh Allen to slip up, and sitting in the cover 3, he is going to slip up, going to the corner route. We have been on that for Nick's entire career, and that should put us in position to take the lead. The team is looking good with time ticking down in the first half. Bill's trying to drive it again, but Allen throwing off his back foot to the drag. What are you doing, buddy? Nick jumped it beautifully, and this one is going back. Nobody even close to us. We got a 2-score lead just like that. If you listen close enough, you can hear those MVP chants at Soldiers Field, and they're coming to us again. What are you doing? Third pick of the day, but man, we could have returned that. I took it to the only direction where the wide receiver could get the tackle on us. I was not expecting us to put up these numbers in the rain, and I swear that's just about the first time I've seen a mascot in Madden. I'm trying to see at least 4 on the day. The Bills have gone back to a kind of run heavy approach, but cutting up the cover 3 here. Coleman's going to get in to make it a 1-score game, and weirdly Buffalo going to go for 2 and trying to fade ball. We're all over that, but they got a guy over the middle. Okay, this just became dangerous, and we do not get any help for offense. This defense is going to have to clutch up and trying the crosser to Coleman. This time Nick is going to dive for the pick. Acrobatic play, and that is potentially a game saver. Let's go. Or maybe not. Offense doesn't even get 3 out of that. Okay, big time 4th and 3. Let's see. Nick's just guarding the flat and watching for the corner. Ooh, they have something underneath, but he lost forward progress, and defense coming up big again. Oh my god, bro. Offense, instead of just kicking the field goal, turns it over again. On second down, Nick's man is running a really slow developing out route. Didn't play that very well, but we at least get the tackle. We're going to be okay as long as we keep Buffalo out of the end zone. In the cover 2 man though, they've got the corner route, and now this is looking really scary. Time ticks down under a minute. Okay, we're going to go to the cover 3, watching out for the corner route. Allen going to take a sack. That's big. Going to switch to a cover 4 for 3rd and 18. Just got to avoid any big plays, and Allen has literally all day just going to chuck it out of bounds in the end. And I think we're just going to stick with the cover 4 here. 4th and 18. Let's see what we got. Oh my god, they're testing Nick, and oh, whoa, that was bad, dude. Easily could have been a touchdown, but thank god Nick gets the knockout, and that's going to do it for this one. For some reason, I just was not expecting the ball there, but we get it done at home in a very messy game. In the end, Nick absolutely balled out. 4 interceptions and 2 deflections. interceptions. Not even a third of the way through the season, our quest for 40 interceptions is looking pretty promising. And the next one, we're back at home taking on the 2-4 New York Jets, and they're going play action here. Nick played that, I thought, beautifully, but they are going to give him a stupid pass interference penalty. That is super frustrating. We are holding on to the lead early on here. Offense has been doing their thing, and Nick's going to get a pick here. Quarterback just didn't put enough air onto that ball. We didn't even have great coverage, but we'll take it. That was just blanket coverage. So it turns out to be a great half for number 2. Just got to keep on doing what we're doing here, and the Jets trying to run the ball. Nick will try to lay the hit stick. I have been upgrading that hit power a little bit, so I'm hoping that sometime in the future we can start getting some forced fumbles. And the Jets driving here are going to run our way again, and this time Nick is going to land a perfect hit stick. Those are the ones I want to start jarring the ball loose on. And defense just continues to get stops. We are locking these boys up. This game is far from over though. Offense hasn't quite been able to put it away. And going into the third, we cling on to a 14-point lead. One score could change everything. And they're down in the red zone here, going under center, and I was not ready for that corner route. They're going the other way anyways, and Breece Hall going to take it in for a touchdown. That makes things a little bit more scary, and to make matters worse, New York going with a 2-point conversion and picking it up. This game is going to come down to the wire after all. Defense will have to step up and win it, and time is ticking down on us. Seems like the Jets are trying to kill the clock, but going with a deep ball here, and Nick is on it yet again for his third of the day, and this one is going to go back, boys. It'll be a game winner for our boy, and another strong statement for that MVP trophy. So we moved to 5-1-1 on the season, behind another big time game from Nick. 3 interceptions for the boy this time. This next one's going to be a real challenge though. We're taking on the 5-2 Patriots. We're going to need another big game from Nick to win this one, and the Pats moving it right down the field here as we're in the cover 3, and oh, I blew my assignment. Thought that dude was running a flat, instead he goes wheel, and they've got a 2-score lead. Thankfully our offense able to respond with a touchdown. We can't give up anything before halftime though, and getting a little bit dangerous with the baiting here, but Nick will be able to catch up with it and get a toe-tapping interception. So we're hanging around going into the second half. Offense is struggling though, they just haven't been able to pull us closer, and that pick we've been waiting for hasn't come again for Nick. That's okay though, man. We had space to take an L. All just didn't come Nick's way as much today. And it's good that we're in a space where a 1-pick day is a disappointment. Now we got another test up against the Packers, who are 5-3. This is a huge divisional game, and they're already driving it right down the field as Nick guarding a corner route, and this I thought was perfect coverage. But that ball just wasn't thrown quite where I expected it to be, and we miss it by an inch. I was hoping offense would have a better day today, and it looks like they might. They're able to get a touchdown as a response, and Nick getting tested again. We were a little bit behind this, but we're able to get the deflection. Big time third down here, right at the edge of field goal range. We're gonna go cover 3, and okay, they just dump it down. All we need to do is make a tackle, and we're able to do it. A much needed stand from defense. Offense not able to get anything that time though, and they're right back at us, driving it down inside the red zone right before halftime. I'm watching out for that corner route here, but bro, right when I say that, we just played it terribly. So Nick's giving up both of the touchdowns today. We got to come up with a pick to make up for that, and we are able to get a tackle there, but we need to do more, dude. This team does not work unless Nick is making plays, and oh, was hoping we get a forced fumble on that. Great hit. Not enough though. We need that pick, and those 2 corner routes, man, might have been our only chance. Green Bay's just running it down our throats. Maybe we can come up with something on the goal line and sitting in the cover 2, not sure what to guard. We're gonna jump this middle route, and there we go, man. Nick finds a way to make a play even when they're not running the routes we normally pick off, and hopefully that gives us some life. We're at least able to push him back even though offense doesn't get anything, but just marching right down the field. We cannot consistently stop this offense for whatever reason. Jordan Love has just been picking us apart, and they go run right up the middle for a touchdown. Another disappointing result, which is going to make it a lot harder for us to win our division for sure. We better win this next one, bro. We're taking on 0-9 New Orleans. A loss in this one would be embarrassing, but I'm hoping it's not even close. I want Nick to get back on the pick train today. And this game has in fact been dominant. It has unfortunately also been very boring, but we'll finally get tested here on the crosser, and Nick has a shot to take this to the house. He's going to have to turn on the Jets to get away from some people, and he just barely is going to do it. That's what we like to see. And that's going to do it for this one. Man, it's good to see this team put up 30+ points. Again, not a crazy game from Nick, and the MVP may be starting to slip through our fingers a little bit. After a really hot start to the season, we're no longer quite on pace for those 40 picks. We're going to have to step it up here in the home stretch. That leads us into a division battle with the Vikings, and this has been another kind of boring game, but once again, man, our offense actually doing their thing. They scored 21 points just in the first half. It's been an interesting one with the rain pouring down. It's actually made playing defense a little bit harder because the receivers run these weird, like, slippy routes, and down here on the goal line, they're going to go to the corner route and make this a 1-score game. game. Doesn't matter though, offense gets another touchdown, and now we'll have our last chance to try to get an interception here. But sadly, we weren't able to get anything, so a big dub, but another kind of disappointing result for Nick. We need to get multiple interceptions in the next couple games. We'll see if we can get it done against the Rams, and early on here, dude running a little out route, and for some reason he threw that late, and Nick is of course all over it, gonna take it back to the crib. The team's been playing well even without great performances from Nick, so if he can start doing his thing again, we should be golden. Rams trying to drive it here though, and Nick baiting this up is going to play it perfectly, and oh man, we didn't get the animation I wanted, but we're at least able to swat that out. Those are the plays that need to be interceptions if you want to win MVP, and another chance here. This time we baited it up too much, but Nick's ball skills just too good. He's gonna get his second pick on the day, and that's a big one, not just for this game, but for him. We needed the multi-pick performance, so we got a tie game late in the third here. Our offense was able to get 3 to start the fourth though. This one looking like it's gonna come down to the wire. Defense gets a big stop, and LA is gonna go for this fourth down. We're sitting in the cover 2, and okay, did not see that out route coming. Doesn't matter, they just dump it over the middle. That was a huge conversion. Now we got to go clutch up. Nick's guarding the slot here, and they're running a crosser. We're all over that, but oh, Stafford overthrows it. Otherwise it was a pick for sure. Always very frustrating when that happens. And on 3rd and long, I thought we had that baited up. They go the other way though, and just like that, the Rams are in field goal range. We desperately need a turnover. Rams just running it up the middle here, and Nick is going to be able to fly in for that tackle. As time takes down under a minute, let's see, man, this looks like curls. All over that, they just throw it out of bounds. If we get the stop on this play, they're probably going to have to kick it. Gonna just go cover 2, just need to make sure we don't give up the out route, and we get a sack. Let's go. Okay, this one might be headed to overtime. It sure is. Here we go. This is where we need some magic for Nick. We'll see if the Rams come his way. So far, just running the ball, playing it conservative. But going with the cover 2. Oh no, they've got the perfect play call for this. We weren't quite able to get over to that. They split us up the middle. We might just be screwed. We need the Rams to take a chance and throw the ball, and they are going to do just that, trying Nick over the middle, and oh my god, Nick, bro, we cannot drop that. You got to be kidding me. Should have been a potential game-winning pass. Instead, we got 3rd and 9, and this time they go over the middle. Our dude is not able to knock it out, and this is just brutal. Rams going to run right up the middle. Maybe we can at least get a goal line stop, give our offense a chance. You never know. Maybe they'll throw the ball at us in the cover 2. That's exactly what they're going to do, and oh man, we just baited it up a tiny bit too much. We had to do it, man. We had to take a chance. Oh, but I didn't even realize offense got a response. Okay, so it's not over yet, I guess. Not too much time left in OT, but all they have to do is get into field goal range. We're going to get him to 3rd down. Let's see what we can do. You're going to stay in the man coverage, and oh, they just dump it down underneath. Rams not taking the timeout though. Time working under 30 seconds. They just run it, and now they take a timeout. Okay, interesting. We're going to move to the cover 3 here. They're going bunch and going with this deep corner route. Oh man, we got to pick this off, and Nick will be able to get in the feet down, and that makes up for the missed pick from earlier. With just 15 seconds though, offense is not quite going to be able to do anything, so we're going to have our second tie of the season. Can't be mad at that performance from Nick. He did clutch up in the end. Next is a battle of the 7-win teams. We got Tampa Bay, another home game. Let's go get this dub, man. Nick's father always had good luck against Baker Mayfield. We'll see if we can get some picks off of him today, and so far, Nick coming through laying the boom with the hit sticks. Good to see the boy getting involved in the tackling game early on, as Tampa Bay is going run heavy here on this first drive. We get another tackle there. Bucks have started to get it moving though, and Nick's guy motioning out here and running a little zig. We're on that, not quite able to get a pick though. We are going to have 3rd and 5 here, sitting in a cover 2, and Baker has all day to throw. Going to find Mike Evans for an easy touchdown. Offense is having a great game, but dude, we have not been able to stop this Tampa Bay offense at all. They put up 3 touchdowns in just 3 quarters. This one's looking dire, and Nick hasn't been able to make an impact, but that's going to change right here. We bait up the flat route on the goal line, and this is a potential 14-point swing, man. It's going to go all the way back to the crib, and we're going to start high stepping at the 15. What a clutch play from number 2. Just like that, we are back on top, and this is a curl route. Know this from a mile away, and they go the other way. Our dude Jalen Johnson read it too, and he's going to take this back for another pick 6. What a turnaround. Game's not over yet though. Tampa Bay has shown that they can move the ball very fast, and here on 1st down, looks like they're actually going to go with a screen, and Nick flying in for the big hit, knocking the ball loose. Kind of a weird play call there from the Bucks. The drive continues with just over 2 minutes left though, and going to the end zone here, Godwin's got it for a diving touchdown. Exactly what we didn't want to see on that drive. But look at offense killing the clock. We got out of there with a clutch dub. And Nick didn't have a crazy game, but had the biggest play of the game, the pick 6 that turned everything around. And it's looking like we're definitely playoff bound at at this point. And next is going to be a big division game against Detroit. Offense was able to start this out with a field goal. They've continued to be very solid. Hopefully they can keep that up through the playoffs. But the Lions offense has been cooking too, and with defense kind of continuing to struggle here in the first half, we go down by 2 scores. And this one's a done deal. The Lions just never really came Nick's way and picked apart the other parts of our defense, and we are not quite able to finish locking up that playoff spot. Wasn't a bad game from Nick per se. He had a lot of tackles, but again, just no real opportunities in the passing game. With just a few games left, we're going to need a miracle to get to that 40 interception mark. At this point, it would take 6 interceptions a game, which I sadly don't think is going to happen. We got to focus on this game against the Vikings though. Can't drop another one here, and this could be tough. And so far, this has been an absolute snoozer. 3-0 with just a few seconds left in the second quarter. Maybe we can get a pick before half here. Instead, Minnesota gets into field goal range though, and it looks like they're just going to kick it with 2 seconds left. So 3-3 here in the third quarter, and they're running right up the middle. Nick flies in for a hit stick. We've been working on improving that throughout the season, and our offense able to squeak out a 3-point lead for us with just a minute and a half left. Now we got to go clutch up and just boxing up here. McCarthy has to throw it away, and we got a 4th down here potentially for the game, and Minnesota actually gonna run it, and we stuff them in the backfield. We were in cover 2 too. So another game where we get 0 interceptions and we get a 9-6 dub. Again, they just did not try us. This time the defense around Nick supported us though. Hopefully the Cowboys chuck the ball around a little bit more, but again, early on, just going to run heavy. Teams are clearly switching up their game plan to play around Nick. They just keep running the ball up the middle, and Nick keeps on delivering hits. We got to get a forced fumble eventually, right? Maybe we'll get a chance here before halftime, and the Cowboys on the goal line here. We abandon our assignment, but getting back to it, and Nick is going to range over for a pick. Dak just saw that too late, and an absolutely huge momentum swinging play in this game. And this is kind of starting to remind me a little bit of Nick's sophomore season in college, where we really had to work on our run defense. I think that was good for his college career. Maybe this will be good for his NFL career, but just getting fried there on the stop route, and the Cowboys are going to take the lead on us. Able to get 3 though. They're having a better one, and on 3rd down here, Nick guarding that slant. We weren't quite able to get to it, but we were able to slow dude up enough, and that gives offense a chance to kill most of the clock. All we got to do is hold it down for 59 seconds. We just need to keep him out of the end zone, but George Pickens kind of working Nick here, and we're just a little bit short of getting that interception. Under 30 seconds now, and they're going with a deep ball here, trying Nick, and oh man, Pickens almost dunked on us. We're just able to get the breakup though. We're gonna have 4th and 10 for the game. Dallas going with a bunch formation, and oh no, they slice us up the seam. It's gonna be a killer touchdown. Our only shot is to take back the 2-point conversion, and I was hoping he'd throw it to the flat there. That's probably gonna do it. A tough loss on the road for sure. Defense choked, and that one might hurt our playoff seed a little bit. So that last stretch of the season ended up being pretty rough for Nick, man. Still led the team in tackles, and of course led the league in interceptions with 23, but that's a pretty big drop off from what he did last year statistically. And we head into the wild card game with a snow game against Carolina. Heavy snow too. First NFL playoff game for Nick's career. We'll see how this goes. Panthers starting it out running the ball, and it gets stripped away. Nick is in the right place at the right time to pick it up, and we are taking this back deep into Carolina territory. What a beautiful start. Carolina's starting to move the ball here on their second drive though, and Nick trying to force a fumble of his own, lays down the hit. Sorry for any background noise you can hear, boys. There is snow going on outside me just like there is in this game, and there's this loud ass shoveling going on, but I'm trying to get this video done today regardless. And so far we are locking up. This is a defensive battle, man. 3-3 late in the second quarter. Offense has got to get it going. Need to stop before half, and running it again here. They're gonna fumble it once again, and the boys are gonna pick this up. That is a huge play. Come on, offense, get a touchdown please. They are able to do it big time, and they get another 3 coming out of halftime. One big interception from Nick could pretty much seal this up, and we're gonna get that here. Played the corner route beautifully, and that feels good after a little bit of a drought. Game's not over yet though. Carolina's got the ball back and trying to score their first touchdown. They have a guy open in the back of the end zone. I don't know where our linebacker was at, but offense able to kill the clock, and we get a dub in our first round. I think the snow helped us out a little bit in this one with those fumbles, and this time Nick does make an impact coming down with a big pick. Hopefully we can make an even bigger impact in the next rounds. Let's get it, man. I want to see a big game from Nick here, and going with the slants. They try us on the first play. Give me that. That's what I'm talking about. That was a great start, but we got to have a great finish, and since that play Nick hasn't done a whole lot, is we get a stop on the goal line here. We've got to go lock up here in the second half, and the Rams going with a a bunch and hitting the corner route. It's wide open and our safety is nowhere to be found. This one's going to go all the way to the crib and LA takes the lead on us. We desperately need a pick from Nick now and go in flat zone. They throw it right to us. What are you doing, Stafford? We're going to take it back the other way and tie this game up. Another clutch moment from the boy. We have still got a lot of work to do though. Might need another pick to make it happen. Rams are driving down the field again. We head into the fourth quarter in an absolute battle. Need a little bit of Sabaka magic here. It's 3rd and goal and they're going with a run. We do get him in the backfield. Okay, so we hold the Rams to a field goal, which is big. Need something from our offense though, and they are able to tie it up with just over 2 minutes left. Oh man, this is the type of moment that could make or break Nick's legacy. Will he come up with a pick or will this defense choke again? Sitting in the cover 3 here, and the Rams gonna split us up the seam. Oh no, that's gonna get him right into field goal range, and we're gonna have to take a timeout. We might just be screwed if we can't force a turnover, and they're running it up the middle. Oh man, we lay a big hit, not quite able to force the fumble. 2nd and goal, they're gonna run it again, and they have a huge hole. We are just barely going to be able to stop that short. 3rd down, we're matched up against Devontae Adams, and let's see, they're going to run the ball, and oh man, they just barely get in. At least offense has some time to score. Come on, offense, 1 touchdown, please. Oh man, that's going to do it. Despite some mid-game heroics from Nick, we are going to fall in the 2nd round of the playoffs, and that is a tough way to end our 2nd season. Good news for y'all though, that means we pretty much have to play one more, especially after the middling statistical year we had. But be warned, next year might be the last year of Nick Sabaka III's career. Be sure to tune in for that a week from now, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.